Gadget's field trip.
We're going on a visit.
Inspector Gadget's field trip.
Come on, let's go with him.
Inspector Gadget's field trip.
What's that, you ask? What is it?
Inspector Gadget's field trip.
Well, no one wants to miss it.
Inspector Gadget's field trip.
We're going on a visit.
Inspector Gadget's field trip.
Come on, let's go with
New
him.
places, new faces. Inspector Gadget's field trip.
Inspector Gadget's field trip.
Inspector Gadget here. The chief has sent me to San Francisco, the city by the bay. My assignment? To investigate a very important rock. Maybe it's lurking right under that big prison. Of course, Alcatraz prison is the rock. The big house, the end of the line, the stir, the joint, the belly of the beast. But I digress. Let's escape to Alcatraz and walk the last mile around a few other San Francisco sites. Go, go, Gadget shark repellent swim fins. They say Alcatraz was the world's most escape-proof prison. Just look at it. It's a fortress surrounded by freezing cold currents from the bay. And if that's not enough, the bay is stocked with sharks, sea lions, and attacked seagulls. Alcatraz is famous for its tough prisoners and its super tough rules. Strict, absolute control. Sounds like the chief. The rock it's sitting on is 130 million years old. Alcatraz prison opened in 1934 and closed down in 1963. But they didn't turn the inmates loose, I think. This is the D block, where they kept the serious troublemakers. Inmates here were usually locked up in their cells 24 hours a day. Talk about being grounded. Meals were pushed through this hole in the bars, which made for tiny bites. These fellows were only allowed a 10-minute shower once a week, which is probably why D Block is downwind of the rest of the prison. Oh, guard! There seems to be a leftover prisoner asleep in this cell. Oh, he's a dummy. No offense, Mr. Hardened Criminal. Clarence Anglin, John William Anglin, and Frank Lee Morris were the clever inmates who made 3 dummies with real human hair. They got it from the Alcatraz barbershop. They used these dummies to fool the guards. That gave them time to climb through holes in their cell walls. They went up the heat vents, down a hallway, and got away. A daring plan, and it worked. This is solitary confinement, also known as a private room. It was for inmates who misbehaved while they were in prison. A 200-pound solid steel door shut out all the light. It kept them in complete darkness, day and night, which made tanning difficult. This was the dining room, the original Clean Your Plate Club. If inmates didn't finish their meal, they didn't get their next meal, which also cut way back on leftovers. On average, 4,000 visitors come to Alcatraz by ferry boat from San Francisco every day. Some of them even get to leave. That's That's over 1 million a year more than the population of San Francisco. Over 1,500 inmates in 29 years. So far, the tourists are way ahead in numbers. But they don't tend to stay as long. One famous prisoner who never flew the coop was the cagey Birdman of Alcatraz, Robert Stroud. He spent 44 years in complete isolation in various jails, and many of those years in this cell at Alcatraz. Unlike the birds, he didn't have wings, so he was stuck here. Actually, the Birdman never had any birds at Alcatraz. He had them at another prison. Guess they flew the coop, or he lost his bird privileges. This was bank robber Machine Gun Kelly's cell. Cell blocks had alphabetical names like C.D. Street, but Machine Gun's block was nicknamed Park Avenue because of its beautiful view of San Francisco. It certainly wasn't because of the swanky accommodations. Gangster Al Capone from Chicago washed his hands in this sink in this cell. That's probably his dirt. And here's an Inspector Gadget field trip fact. Most of the cells in Alcatraz were 45 square feet. The warden's quarters were over 5,000 square feet. Did you know that you could fit over 110 prisoner cells into the warden's house? But Mrs. Warden probably wouldn't have liked all those unwanted house guests. Look at that man fishing for 80-year-old escapees. Hope he's renewed his fishing license. But now that we've rocked around the rock, let's go to San Francisco, where they rock around the clock. You know you've hit the end of the line on the Alcatraz ferry when you find yourself knee-deep in sea lions. Seems these sea lions decided to take back Fisherman's Wharf. They probably like the food better here than at Alcatraz. Back in the good old days, before the sea lions got pushy, this was where you went for fish. It was one of the busiest bays for fishing boats, and it's still a great place for seafood. Just ask the sea lions. But now it's also a great place for chocolate. Anyone for a double-dipped chocolate-covered crab? In the heart of Fisherman's Wharf, you'll find the famous Ghirardelli chocolate manufactory in Ghirardelli Square, but there's not a trace of Willy Wonka. Since the early 1900s, Ghirardelli has been practicing the art of chocolate making here. By now, they're pretty good at it. And you can see exactly how they do it. It all starts with cocoa beans that come from trees way down by the equator. The cocoa beans are cooked like coffee beans in roasting ovens. Then the beans are ground into a thick syrup. But don't try to slurp the syrup. It's a bit bitter. That looks good enough to dive into. Hope you have your chocolate bat scuba gear. The chocolate syrup is then mixed with milk, sugar, vanilla, and other flavors. The last step before melting the chocolate in our mouths is to massage the chocolate with this locomotive. That irons out the bubbles and makes it smooth. Put it in a mold and out comes a beautiful 10-pound bar of chocolate. Hey, stop drooling on the television. They no sooner finish making a nice, neat chocolate bar when Caesar, our samurai chocolate chef, breaks it down again. But it's for a good reason, or so Caesar says. This is how he cuts up a chocolate bar to make hot fudge sauce. Wowzers, you could get sent to Alcatraz for doing this to such a beautiful piece of chocolate. No offense, Caesar. Wowzer, that was great. Hot again, cold again, hot fudge. Well, I think our field trip has... Whoa, what's going on? Hold on, I didn't order a milkshake. Oh, yes, the other thing San Francisco is famous for. Their spontaneous tourist attraction, a genuine California earthquake. San Francisco style. Don't get excited, it's just an earthquake simulator. In other words, a fake quake. Actually, it's called a safe quake, and it's an exhibit at the California Academy of Sciences in Golden Gate Park. You can stand on this vibrating floor and shake your socks off without running for cover. Yes, San Francisco has its share of real earthquakes, too. The most famous is the quake of 1906. The buildings that didn't fall down burned down. Practically the whole city had to be built all over again. Then in 1989, another huge quake rocked the San Francisco Bay. A lot of buildings fell down then too, as well as freeways, something they didn't have many of in 1906. The quake simulator of the California Academy of Sciences is the safe way to see what a quake is like and learn about the science of earthquakes. Looks like we're at the end of our field trip. I hope you had a great time rocking on the rock, fish and chipping at Fisherman's Wharf, chugging chocolate, and getting all shook up at the California Academy of Science. Until next time, go, Gadget Field Trip! Do